would you sacrifice to achieve the impossible? Would you risk your peace, your family, your identity for a dream so high that only a handful in existence have ever reached it? The Star Tower, an ancient monument standing at the edge of cosmic understanding, is more than just a trial. It is the divine crucible of ambition, a structure that judges not only strength, but spirit, heart, and will. To many, it's a path to glory. To others, it's a death sentence. But for Luo Feng, it became something far greater. The point where his humanity, determination, and sacrifice were tested beyond reason. Welcome to Anime Time HQ. If you love deep, thoughtful explorations of Swallowed Star and stories that go beyond just battles and power, you're in the right place. Here we dive into the journeys, struggles, and sacrifices that define the greatest characters. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this universe alive and helps us bring more stories to fans like you. In today's story, we uncover the true, untold cost of conquering the Star Tower, and why even victory can leave scars that never fade. To understand the boss, we must first understand the dream. In a universe ruled by cosmic hierarchies, where gods and immortals shape galaxies with a thought, strength is the only language of survival. The Star Tower represents the peak of that language, a test where every layer breaks the limits of one's existence. For Luo Feng, this wasn't just a personal challenge, it was destiny forged in pain. From the very beginning, his life was defined by loss and struggle. From his days as a poor youth on Earth to his rise as a warrior, Luo Feng's motivation was never rooted in greed. It was born from love, the desire to protect his family, his planet, and the countless lives that believed in him. He understood early that without power, kindness becomes helpless. And so, when the path to the Star Tower revealed itself, he knew, no matter the cost, he had to walk it. But every great dream comes wrapped in 1,000 unseen sacrifices. The preparation alone was monumental. Years of training under impossible gravity, endless hours spent mastering energy control, mental strength, and spatial understanding. Each session pushed his limits, tearing muscles, crushing bones, and forcing him to rebuild stronger. Again and again. The climb hadn't even begun, and already the tower had claimed pieces of his soul. When Luo Feng finally stood at the foot of the Star Tower, it wasn't excitement that filled him. It was silence. A calm before a storm that would test his very existence. Each step within the tower is designed to challenge every molecule of a being's body. The gravitational pressure is so immense, it can collapse divine bodies instantly. Luo Feng faced storms that shredded the fabric of reality, flames that burned even spiritual essence, and opponents drawn from his own fears. Every battle inside the tower wasn't just external, it was him versus his own limits. Every inch climbed cost blood, energy, and years of recovery. Every victory felt like survival, not triumph. Even his divine body, capable of regeneration, bore marks that would never heal, silent testaments to what he endured. But the greater wounds were invisible. Inside the Star Tower, time distorts. Days stretch into months, years into eternities. Isolation becomes the cruelest opponent of all. Luo Feng often went centuries without seeing another soul. No voices, no laughter, no reminders of home. In that silence, doubt becomes a whisper that never stops. Memories of his wife, Xu Xin, of his sons, and of his brothers from Earth haunted his mind. He questioned his purpose, wondered if his sacrifices even mattered, if they still remembered him as he once was. The tower stripped him of comfort, familiarity, and warmth. To continue meant letting go of everything that made him human. There's a kind of pain that comes not from wounds but from absence. While Luo Feng was locked in endless battles, his loved ones aged. Xu Xin waited faithfully, yet she lived with uncertainty, not knowing if her husband was even alive. His sons grew strong, but without their father's presence. Every passing century widened the distance between them. For Luo Feng, the cost was clear. He could protect the universe, but not be part of the simple world he loved most. That was the paradox of the Star Tower. The higher he rose, the farther he drifted from everything he cherished. Power requires not only effort, but resources. The journey toward the tower consumed treasures that could sustain civilizations. To prepare, Luo Feng spent unimaginable wealth on divine armors, soul treasures, and cosmic elixirs. Every advancement demanded something precious, either forged from blood or bought with sacrifice. He sold rare artifacts, parted with fortunes, and reinvested every resource back into training. The pursuit of power emptied him financially just as it did emotionally. And unlike others who chased wealth, Luo Feng knew money could be regained. Time could not. Each cosmic coin spent represented years of labor, victories in battle, and relationships forged then sacrificed for a greater goal. Behind every legend of conquest, there lies an untold trail of loss. For most, the Star Tower ends in silence. Countless warriors have entered, driven by glory, only to vanish without a trace. Their dreams erased, their families left waiting for news that never came. Even Luo Feng came close to that fate, more times than anyone will ever know. Moments where his divine body shattered, moments where his will flickered under the crushing despair of endless defeat. He stood on the brink of giving up, of accepting that maybe the Star Tower wasn't meant for him. But something inside him refused to yield. It wasn't pride, it was responsibility. He climbed it not just for himself, but for his family, for humanity, for every silent believer who saw him as proof that mortals could defy gods. Those who fail fade into obscurity, but even those who succeed, like Luo Feng, carry the memories of those who didn't, the countless comrades who fell chasing the same dream. Each fallen soul became a weight on his conscience, a reminder that victory never comes without loss. At last, Luo Feng stood atop the Star Tower, a sight that only legends whisper about. He had defied the universe itself. He had become the strongest, a being capable of bending reality, rewriting fate, and commanding forces that gods themselves respect. The universe finally acknowledged him. But when the silence settled, he realized something profound. No power could restore what he lost on the way. He gained everything except the time he had sacrificed. The moments with his wife, the laughter of his sons, the simplicity of human life. He became eternal, but at the cost of the moments that make eternity meaningful. The world below saw triumph. Only Luo Feng saw the hollow echoes of the climb, the empty spaces left behind by years of absence. The Star Tower had given him strength, but it had taken something equally valuable, his humanity. Now, the question returns to us. Knowing the truth, the exhaustion, the isolation, the loss of love and time, would you still climb the Star Tower if given the chance? Would you chase greatness if it meant losing everyone who believed in you? Luo Feng's story reminds us that every dream comes with a cost. And sometimes, that cost is everything you are. The universe will always admire the conquerors. But those who truly understand their stories know that behind every shining victory lies a trail of silent sacrifice. Thank you for watching. This is Anime Time HQ. If you found this story powerful, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. And remember, greatness is not free. It is paid for in the currency of the soul.